I'm so sorry, everyone. We were facing some technical glitch actually. Hello, everyone. Anmol, are you there?
Yes, I am here. Hello.
Anmol, are you there?
Hey, yes, I'm here.
Yeah. Okay, so I think we can start. Hello, everyone. I'm so sorry for this glitch. Hello, everyone. So, hope you all are doing great and I'm extremely sorry for this. Big warm welcome to our Expert Edge Masterclass brought to you by Shine.com. We are super excited to have you here for today's session on introduction to Power BI, unlocking insight from your data. Did you know like companies today are sitting on a gold mine of data, but over 70% struggle to make sense of it? That's why where Power BI comes in, it helps businesses turn raw number into clear insights, making decision making faster, smarter, and easier. From tracking sales and financial performance to automating reports, Power BI saves time, reduce errors, and boost productivity. Power BI isn't just for data analysis. Anyone can use it to make better decision at work. And today you'll learn some simple yet powerful technique to make data work for you. Because we begin before like we begin, let me introduce myself. I am Preeti, your host for this session. Now it's my absolute pleasure to introduce our speaker, Mr. Anmol. With over 8 years of experience in business intelligence, data automation, and corporate training, Anmol has helped countless professional and businesses unlock the true potential of their data. He has created 50 plus Power BI dashboard to simplify financial, sale, marketing, and HR reports, cutting manual work by 90%. Led 70 plus project to improve company process, reduce errors, and prevent revenue loss. Built smart automation tools that clean data, process reimbursement, and manage financial report. Trained 10,000 plus professionals and is a national faculty at ICAI, known for making Power BI and Excel easy to learn. Anmol sessions are engaging, hands-on, and highly practical. Whether you are new to Power BI or looking to sharpen your skills, this session will give you a real-world takeaways. So get ready to learn, explore, and upskill. Feel free to ask questions, take note, and most importantly, have fun while learning. Without further delay, let's give a warm welcome to Mr. Anmol. Over to you, Anmol.
Thank you so much, Preeti, for having me here. It's great to be back again. And welcome all of you who are here to learn. And I think we're going to have a wonderful time. So just quick checks before, I move forward. You guys can hear me absolutely clearly. Yes? Superb. And you guys can see me absolutely clearly, right? There's no lags, nothing. Everything is good. Superb. Okay. So, guys, low voice. Wait 1 second. Let me just increase it a little bit. Is it better
No,
now?
it's
It's good?
actually,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
we
Great.
can hear. I think they are facing some network issues. So,
Great. Got it. Got it. All right, guys. So, what we are going to do today is a little different from, just Power BI. Okay. What we are going to do today is learn the art of data visualization. Data visualization in itself is a concept. Okay. And Power BI is a tool which helps us visualize data. That's it. A lot of people know the tool, but they don't know the concept or what's actually behind it, and we are going to learn that today. And before we do that, I will just tell you a quick setup of how I've, got the data in Power BI and everything. So let me start sharing my screen first. All right. Give me a confirmation that you guys can see my screen.
It's visible.
It's visible, guys? Great. Okay. So now, this is the Power BI desktop which I have opened. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a quick overview of how the data is set up. And if you want a detailed understanding of how the data is set up, we did one more session on 31st of January, which is available on Shine.com's LinkedIn page. You can go ahead and see the detailed setup of the data there, but we will go ahead and revise it once. Okay. So you guys cannot see this, the Power BI screen, not visible. Wait 1 minute.
No, it's visible, Anmol.
It's visible, right?
Yes.
Okay, it's visible. Great. All right. So let's quickly understand how the data has been set up, just so that you understand what the data is about and everything before we move forward. Okay. So this is Power BI desktop. Within this, under the home tab, if I click on transform data, it will take me to the back end of Power BI, which is Power Query, right? Now this is Power Query. Let me quickly go ahead and tell you what all I have done in this. First of all, I have all of this data available with me, right? I have imported this data. This is the sales register. All the data of sales is captured here. Now we have the product ID here. Now from the product ID, I will not be able to know what is the name of the product, which category of the product does it belong to. So I have a different table in which the product details are there. So you have the product ID here, which is linked with the sales register here, right? So, oops, hold on. Let me quickly cancel whatever was doing. Not now. Okay. Let's get back. I think a lot of people are saying that my screen is not visible.
Actually, it's visible. Maybe they are facing some network issue because there are a lot of people who are saying that it's visible also. So I think
Correct.
they are facing some network issue. So I would like to request them to like refresh or check
Right.
the network.
Great. All right. Yes, I'll be zooming in. Don't worry. All right. Now we have the product ID. Okay. We have the product ID, which is linked with the sales register product ID, right? So you have the product ID here. Let me just bring it back to the place where it was already. Okay. So this is the product ID. And in this product table, we have the product name, we have the product category, cost, price, and much more, right? What we had done earlier in the sessions was we went ahead and removed the duplicates from the product name. We saw that there were duplicates by putting in column quality, column distribution, etc. So the duplicates have been removed. Once the duplicates were removed, we checked the data types and this file was sorted. Now we move to the segment. Okay. In this segment, we have product category, and each product category belongs to what kind of business segment. That is linked with the product table with the product category as being the common column. So you have product category here, you have product category here, and that's how we will be linking it. The next is customer ID. Now we don't know which customer it is, so we'll come here. So this is the customer ID and the customer name. So that's how we link it. Next up in the sales register, you have the salesperson ID. Okay. I have done a lot of transformations in the salesperson register here, where I have extracted the salesperson ID, name, and employee ID. We had done a lot of steps here, which include splitting the columns, changing the data type, etc., etc. I hope you guys remember it. If not, that's completely okay. It's not related to today's class. If you want a detailed, you know, introduction to what we had done here, you can just refer to the sessions which I had taken on Jan 31st. Okay. But for now, I'm just telling you what the data is about. Then you have zone. Let me just rename this to zone. Okay. Okay. This zone is basically having city as well as region and In the sales register, we have the city column, right? So the zone is going to tell you about which region is each city in. And then you have the calendar table, which we had created by duplicating the sales register or giving a reference to the sales register. And a calendar table was created. And in the calendar table, we then extracted the year, month name, month, and day of the week, right? Now, once you have all of this set up, you have all the data set up. I clicked on close and apply, right? So let's click on close and apply, right? Now this is the Power BI's front end, right? In the Power BI's front end, we have done a few things. First, we started off with data modeling. Okay. Within data modeling, within data modeling, this sales register was defined as the fact table because it contains a lot of transactions. For example, there will be same customer repeated multiple times if they have bought multiple times. The products would be repeated multiple times. So this is a fact table, which is nothing but the transaction table. And everything else here is a dimension table, right? So here, all the common columns were linked. Like for example, the common column between sales register and product table was product ID. So I went ahead and linked that. Can you see? Product ID has been linked here, right? Product ID has been linked here, right? Similarly, all the common columns were linked with the sales register, which means that we have one single source of truth. That means one single place which has all the data available, right? Great. Now, when we have one single data, one single source of truth, it makes a lot of difference in your data analysis. But we need to understand how exactly we need to work with these data models, etc. Right? So we did that. We went ahead and created a measures table. In the measures table, basically we will be writing DAX queries, that is data analysis expressions. So the first DAX query we wrote was quantity. The quantity was available in the sales register, right? Now in the sales register, we have the quantity here, and the sum of the quantity was created so that we have an explicit measure. And we also discussed the differences between implicit and explicit measures. And we also discussed why we always need to use explicit measures, right? This linking, yes, it's manual intervention. We have to manually go ahead and link it. Okay, I had done it earlier because we have already done this session, right? Now the quantity was created, the DAX for this was created. Then we have the revenue created. In this revenue, we understood how we can use what is revenue. Revenue is quantity into price, right? If you see our data set, if you see our data set, in the sales register, we have quantity, and in the product table, we have price. So price and quantity are in different tables altogether, right? Price and quantity are in different tables altogether. Now, if price and quantity are in different tables, we'll have to use something called as related to invoke the data model and bring in both price and quantity together in one single formula. So that's what we had learned in the DAX here, right? So this is the setup. Similarly, we had made in the cost as well, right? And similarly, what we are going to do now is we are going to create profit. The profit DAX measure is going to be a rather simple one. It's going to be nothing but revenue minus cost, right? And you have your profit also built in. This was what we had done in the previous class. Okay, this was a small overview so that we understand the data. Even if you have not attended the previous class, it's completely okay. Today we are going to talk about dashboarding or building reports or trying to understand how to think to build a dashboard, right? So that's the objective of today's class, and I'm going to call it Art of Data Visualization, which I've learned the hard way over the past few years by actually working in projects, right? Okay, let me open up an Excel sheet. Now, please concentrate, and I want everybody's participation here. Okay, all right. Now we have seen the data. we have seen what all data we have. Okay, we have the calendar table, customer table, product table. Let me just delete this quickly. Okay, we have customer table, we have product, salesperson, sales register, segment, zone, right? Now let's go one by one. Okay, let's go one by one. Let's start with the product. So before you start doing anything, right? Before you start doing anything, you need to discuss with your stakeholders. Okay, the stakeholders as in, let's say the client who wants the dashboard, who will be using the dashboard, you need to work closely with that person. Okay, that is extremely important. And you also need to be able to ask the right questions, right? So let's say you ask him the question that what kind of data, okay, this is something which I regularly ask, what kind of data is going to help you make decisions? This is extremely important because if you give them a dashboard with all the information, it will be overwhelming for them, right? The best dashboard I created was not very well received by the client. The reason being, that was not what he wanted. That was initial stages of my career. So that's why I developed this methodology that before I do anything, I go ahead and first ask such questions to the client. Now, let's brainstorm and see what kind of insights we could generate using our existing data. Are you guys ready? Ready, guys? Okay. Now I'll be presenting sheet, and we'll discuss, how it's going to work. Fair enough, right? Don't worry, guys. We'll provide the link and everything for Jan 31st. Don't worry about it. Concentrate on the class right now. Okay. Let's make it very interactive. Let's understand from everybody's perspective what they think about a lot of things, right? Okay. So I'm going to ask you what kind of data is going to help you make decisions by showing you the data, and you will tell me what dashboard you need. And based on that, we will build the dashboard. Cool. Right. Let's open up Power BI. Okay. The first sheet I'm going to move into is product. Now in this, let me just quickly zoom in. Okay. So that you see all the columns very clearly. We have the product ID, we have the product name, product category, cost, and price. What are the things you think will be important for you to see in your dashboard? Right? Let's assume you are the CEO of a company. Okay. What do you think are the most important things from this which you could see in your dashboard? Come on, guys. Okay. Somebody said revenue of the company. Okay. Somebody said revenue of the company. So I'm going to type in revenue. Okay. Then somebody said, most of the people are telling me that it's going to be, what are the top products? Okay. Okay. Which products are giving me good profits? Yes. Then top selling products. Okay. What are the top product categories? Great. Okay. Only based on products. I will come to region later. We'll come to the other things later. Only based on the product which I showed you right now. Sorry. Where is Power BI? Yeah, it's here. Here it goes. Only based on this currently. Let's go one by one. Okay, let's not confuse. Let's go one by one. All right. So from the product, from the product, can we conclude that we will need something which is product related and product category wise related. Product name and product category are here. So we will need which are my top products. I will just summarize what you guys have told, right? Which are my top products? Which are my top categories? Mainly, I will be seeing this, and we'll have to see what are the top products based on revenue, like which are the products which are generating the most revenue, and which are the products which are generating the most profits. Fair enough? Absolutely. See what Nemuddin is saying. We will figure out which are my top products based on revenue, based on profits. Or we could also say that which products are having the most cost associated with them. This is top, right? Same thing, top product categories, which categories are giving me the most profit, revenue, cost, etc. Not just my top products, guys. Not just my top products. Can I say that they also want to concentrate on bottom category of products? Which products aren't performing? Fair enough. Which products aren't performing, right? So this is the basic questions which you would want to answer. So this also can be based on profit, based on revenue, etc. These are the basic questions which you can answer using this particular uh, data set which I have just presented to you. Yes or no? So we have gone ahead and brainstormed that one sheet, that is the first one which I'm presenting to you right now. What all things can we extract from this? This is just initial discussion. Okay. Now we will move forward. We will move forward and put it in the dashboard and see what else we can get from this and how best we can create things. Right. So I'll again move to my report view. This is the canvas of the dashboard. Okay. This is the canvas of the dashboard. Now I will just take this Excel, make it small, and I'll just keep it for reference. Okay. I'll just keep it for reference and I'll just move it down. Great. See, whenever I start any dashboard, the first thing I do is I put some logo here. Whatever the whichever the company I'm working for, right? I put a logo. What looks good sells well. Okay, that's a fact, and we need to accept that. So let's just insert a dummy logo. Okay, I'm purposely not putting any company logo here. I'm just putting in a dummy logo, just like this, right? And I'm going to just go ahead and let's not fill it. Let's put in some text saying that this is a place where you need to enter the logo. The logo did not come here because the font color is white. Okay, and let's not keep any borders. Okay, so this is a small place where I would like to keep my logo. Okay, make sure you're doing these small steps whenever you start with a dashboard. Very important. Okay, then next with the product sheet, I understood that I would like to see what are my top products and top product categories. So let's go and build it. See, I have the tabs right here. Okay, I have a lot of tabs right here. We will work with all of these. If you see, this is a data tab, this is the build tab, this is the format tab. Mainly we will be using all those, right? So initially I'll be using data and build. So let's take a column chart first, a clustered column chart. So what we are going to do is we're going to take a clustered column chart right from here. And this is not my final chart, by the way. I could choose something else later on. That's okay, right? I'm just exploring. I'm thinking along with you guys so that you guys know how to think in creating the dashboards, right? It's not like one person creates a perfect dashboard in the first go. Doesn't happen that way, right? So I will go to my product is right here. In this I have the product name. I will put that in the x-axis, and I want product by profit also. I want product by revenue also. Yes or no? I want both profit and revenue. But is this looking good, guys? Is this chart looking good? Tell me. Is this sellable to the client? He'll not understand anything. But is my thinking right till now? Do you agree with the thinking part of it? That is important. I will tell you how to make these good. Okay, we'll understand that part also. So, what is the first problem you can see in this particular chart? Can I see my product names, guys? Can I see my product names? No, that is the first problem, right? I can't see the product names. I can't understand what exactly this means. Okay, this is revenue and this is profit, but really, what am I doing here, right? So, a better solution to this is instead of taking a clustered column chart, whenever I can't see the names, I go for clustered bar chart. I go for clustered bar chart. Is it better than column now? Is it a tad bit better than column now? It's not perfect, I know. Is it? It's a tad bit better. Yes, great. Now you can see all your products here. Okay. Now tell me something. I have both profit here and revenue here. The context is getting diluted when you're saying when let's say the person wants to only look at profit. The context is getting diluted a little bit, right? Because you're saying both and you might get confused at times. What if I have a button here? What if I have a button here? If you press on revenue, this becomes revenue. And if you press on cost, this becomes cost. If you press on profit, this becomes profit. Would it be helpful if we create that button? Yes. Let's see how to create that button. Let's see how to create a dynamic button which helps you change this. It's not a slicer, guys. It's not a slicer. It's not that filter which you're talking about. No. Let's try and see that. Let's go to the modeling tab. Let's go to the modeling tab. And within the modeling tab, let's click on new parameter. Let's click on new parameter. Within that, I will click on fields. You have two options, numeric range and fields. I will click on fields. Once I click on fields, I get a dialog box. It is asking me, you want fields? Yes. What is the name of the parameter? I name it as para1. Para2 is okay. Then what all fields do you want here? Let's say I want revenue and I want profit. I want revenue and I want profit. If you want to change the name, you can change it from here directly. Just double click on it and change it. Okay. And it's asking me, add a slicer to this page. Add a slicer to this page. So I select that as well. And then I click on create. And once I click on create, can you see something has been created here? Something para 2 has been created here. Let's put this in the side here. Okay, let's put this in the side here. I need to link this para 2 with this chart now. I need to link this para 2 with this chart now. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to select this chart, and can you see here in the x-axis I have linked profit and revenue. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to remove profit, I'm going to remove revenue, I'm going to just add the para 2 here in the x-axis of the chart. Now my chart, no, my chart here is linked to this para 2, right? My chart is linked to this para 2. Let's click on revenue here. I get only the revenue. You want to click on profit, you get only the profit, right? So this is how you can interactively change whatever you want to present in your dashboard, right? Now, you could have given two different charts for revenue, one for profit. That also works. Depends on the requirement completely, right? So let's go ahead, and this is the product name, this is the para 2, etc. Now let's go ahead and format that. Okay, let's go ahead and format that. Yes, if you want to do the same thing, both you can just copy and paste this here, and instead of profit here you can do revenue. That is okay. And don't link it with the para here. Don't link it with the fields which I have just created. So if you want to do it separately, absolutely up to, not you, up to your client, right? What your client wants, that is paramount, right? Great. So I have a button which does this. Now what I'm going to do is I need to make it look good, right? And formatting is a very, very huge problem in Power BI. People don't know the kind of power which formatting options present to you, right? So let's dive into that a little bit. This is a basic slicer. Let's click on the format button here. So I have a format option here. I have size and style. I will first remove the background from here. I will remove the slicer heading. It does not make sense. In the slicer settings, I will make it, I have three options. One is a vertical list like this. One is a tile. Can you see tile? It's a tile. It's really nice, isn't it? And another is a drop down. So I think for this purpose, tile is what will look good. If you want to convert this into a column, you can just drag it down like this. Okay. And if you want to make it small, something like this, you can, and you'll be able to later work with this, right? So let me just make it bigger, and let's place it somewhere here for now. For now, let me just place it anywhere I want, right? And then the values in this, let's convert this, bold it, font color, let's make it the dark blue, and the border colors, let's make it very, very light. And now I think it looks little neat. Okay. So I've formatted it for now and kept it in the side. We'll see how to place it, how to format it a little later on. This looks good now. Revenue, profit. Looks good. Great. Now let's move to this chart again. Let's move to this chart again. Let's format this chart. And trust me, the formatting and everything, no, you'll have to do once. And all the other times, I'll be, probably using the same formatting of the previous charts on the next one. So once if you're doing, no, do it properly. And next time onwards, you don't have to, right? So let's take this chart. Size and style, I try to remove the backgrounds from my charts. Okay. Title on, yes. This will be top products. This will be top products. I'm going to name the chart as top products. I like to keep it on the left hand side here because there is a, you know, there's a research which says that people look at dashboards from left to right? Because if you read also, normally you read from left to right? So that's a research that you need to try and keep this on the left side, right? So I mean, it completely up to your client again. Now, once let's quickly go ahead and format one chart. Okay, we'll be formatting one chart only, and everything else will automatically get done. Now here in this, I want the title is done, and let's quickly go ahead and change this as well. Okay, bold text color, let's make it blue. Background color I don't want. Okay, in the y-axis is basically nothing but this. Okay, let's make it 8 is good. Color we can keep it as probably black, proper black, so that you can see, uh, instead of uh, making it look, sometimes there's a very fine line between making it look neat and readable. Okay, you should choose readable. So this is readable. And then title I don't need from here because I have top product here. Okay, so don't need the title here, so unnecessarily don't waste your real estate as well. Treat this as a real estate. Okay, and your x-axis looks fine actually. The values, the color, I can change it to normal full black so that it's visible. Display units, always keep it auto. Okay, display units are nothing but, right now it's million, right? If you change this to, let's say, thousands, it becomes thousands. Okay, but always keep your display units to auto, because based on the slices, the display units need to keep changing to thousands, etc., etc., right? Okay, and title is there. Great. So one by one, just keep so these are the options, right? And I've done y-axis, I've done x-axis, and now the bars. In the bar, I just like to go ahead and change the color of it to a normal dark blue. In fact, The title can be of a different color maybe, this color maybe, or a lighter shade of blue maybe. Okay, just to differentiate this and this, it's a good practice. All right, the bar is good. And for profit also, okay, the revenue and profit, it's done the same thing, right? Great. One more thing which I like to do with my chart is I like to have a border, okay, a visual border. So in the size and style, in the first area, let's have a visual border. Let's keep it very, very light, and let's make it 10 rounded corners. Okay. See, it looks like this now. Looks like this now. So this is my first chart which I have created, right? This is the first chart which has been created, and it looks neat and visible now. Now, do you think it's a sellable place? It's something which you can probably put in your dashboard, right? So formatting, no, all you have to do is just search for whatever you want to format, but at least make sure you're following all the steps. For the charts, for the top title, make sure you're doing something. You're doing something for the y-axis, x-axis, and this line colors here, all of this, right? And another part which we need to add here is data labels. Can you see data labels here? You see the data labels here? So make sure you've switched it on, and you can change a lot of things in the data label as well. Now look how the data label is coming right now. It's good enough, but if you want to change your data label a little more, let me show you. So let me select this. So in the data labels, I will make the position as auto. Okay, always keep the position as auto, and the value color can be this. And if you're keeping it this, make sure you're bolding it out. Okay, so the values are clearly, visible, right? So this is one option, or you can, go back to the normal option which Power BI had given you, which is good enough. Okay, so completely up to you. So I try to keep it in this manner itself. I don't try and change anything. I let it be as it is. But in some charts where the values are of paramount importance, I color them. Okay, that's okay. This is the basic setup. Now, tell me, do we want all products here, or do we want a few products here? Do we want all of them, or do we want a few of them? Just the top ones, right? Initially, just the top ones. Fair enough. Top five. Okay. So what I'm going to do is let's collapse the build and all these things. Can you see a filter option here? Filter option here. I'm going to filter the top five. Okay, I'm going to first filter the top five. Very good, Prakash. Top five and bottom five. Okay. So I'm going to filter the top five. Now in this filter, I've selected the chart and then the filter is here. The option which I'm using is filter on this visual. In the product name, there is something called as basic filtering. I will drop that down, and there is something called as top N. I want the top five products. Okay. Now it is asking me by value. That means you want top five by what? I want the top five, let's say by revenue. That is one criteria for me. If I click on apply filter, can you see only the top five are shown to me? Only the top five are shown to me. Only the top five are shown. Similarly, I can just copy this chart and paste it. Okay. I've copied this and pasted it here. And instead of top, I can do a bottom five now and click on apply filter. This is bottom five. This is bottom by revenue. Similarly, you can do bottom by profit, etc., etc., etc. Right? And also, we need to change the title of this. Very important. So the title will be here, and let's name it as bottom products. Okay. Currently, this is by using filters, right? I'm just copy pasted it. I have not done anything else. This is your top and this is your bottom. So we have revenue, we have profit, right? So this is how I have created your products. Now, I hope you're getting a hang of, what I am doing here, right? It is very important that you understand the basics first. This was the basics. Now whatever I do now, it'll be very, very quick, right? Let's see. I want to create top product categories. First, I'm just creating the charts. Okay, I'm not thinking about placing it or anything. This is the top product category, so I'll select it. First, I'll remove the filter. First, I will clear the filter from here. Okay, I've cleared the filter. Then I'll go in the format. I'll go in the build rather, and instead of product name, I will go to segment and click on product category. Okay, this is the product category which I have, and I will go to format now. Under format, I will change the title to top product categories, and under filter, probably I will go ahead and do a top end and do a top 5 maybe. And top 5 by what? By revenue. Apply a filter and you're through. So this is my top product categories. This is my top product categories. If you want to show the full name, just drag it a little right. Okay, just drag it light. But I'm just going to keep it, a little like this. And if you want to, further do something about it, select this. Okay, just double click on this so it gets selected. And you can just increase the width of the name. Can you see? I've just selected this, and under the values here, I've just increased the width of the name here, and it goes ahead and decreases the width of the bars. Okay, so here I wanted more names, so I've gone ahead and done more names here, right? So this is what I have done till now. Okay, with top product categories did not get filtered, I think. So let's go ahead and do it. Top 5 revenue, apply filter. It's done. Okay, top 5 product categories. Okay, great. So fitness equipment is something which is trending, and treadmill is something which is highest selling, right? In terms of profit, revenue, also treadmill is the highest, fitness equipment is the highest. So we have almost similar kind of a setup here, right? All right. Okay. So these are the three charts which I've created based on what we saw in the first place. We'll, go ahead and see a little more about it, etc. But these are the three things which are there, right? Yes, so you can change your x-axis also. So let's say just double click on it, and the x-axis will open up on the right side. And from here, you can change your range. Okay, the minimum and maximum you can change from here. So it's 0 to 20K right now. If you want to change the minimum, the maximum, the way you want it, it'll be changed from here. But I prefer keeping it at auto, right? Okay. Now let's move to the next sheet. Okay. So we have done product, right? Product is done. Now customer. Now for customer, what kind of, detail would you like to, work with? For customer, what kind of, you know, analysis you would like to do here? I think the top customers are the ones which, really matter to me right now. So I'll come here. I will copy this, paste it, and my top customers. So I'm going to go to the build tab, and here I'm going to go to customer name, and I'm going to come to filter, remove the filter of product category in customer name, top n, and top 10 customers. 10 is fine. Top 10 customers, and by value, revenue. You could do other things here, like you could see how much revenue is generated from new customers, how much revenue is generated from repeating customers. You could calculate the lifetime value of the customer, etc., etc. But all that requires a different kind of data. I don't want to get there, right? Because currently we are just learning something very simple, right? So here we will again go ahead and make it top customers. and we are good to go, right? Next, let's get back to the table again. Now we have the calendar table. Now what can we do with the calendar table? What do you think? What kind of insight are we missing right now? Are trend. What has the trend of your sales been? What has been the trend of your revenue been, etc., etc.? We're missing that, right? It's very important. So I will copy paste this. Let's see how to create that trend. Okay. So now what is a trend? The trend is basically, okay, first let's adjust this a little bit. Top 10. Okay. Top 10 is adjusted. Now instead of top customers, we want trend, right? I will just go to calendar table. Okay, I'll just go to calendar table. Wait, before I go there, okay, now for trend, no, we need to do one thing which you need to understand, right? So for the calendar table, we need to do one thing, that is basically you have sale date, you have year, you have month, you have day of the week. I want to analyze it by all. I want to analyze it by date. I want to analyze it by year. I want to analyze it by month. I want to analyze it by day of the week. How do I do it for all in one single chart? Okay, I'm going to select sale date. I'm going to select sale date. I'm going to click on this ellipsis here, this three dots here in the sale date. Just click on this three more options, and I'm going to create a hierarchy. Okay, so create a hierarchy here, and a sale date hierarchy is created. Then what is the hierarchy like? First you have year, then you have month, then you have the day name. Correct. So I'll select the year. I will click on the three dots. There is a more option. Add to the sale date hierarchy. So year is added to the sale date hierarchy. Can you see? In sale date hierarchy, you have sale date, you have year, and then you'll have the month name. So month name, add to hierarchy, sale date hierarchy. Then you have the day name. Day name, add to hierarchy, sale date hierarchy. Now look at this. What have I been doing? Yeah. So sale date hierarchy, you have sale date, you have year, you have month name, you have day name. So the entire hierarchy has been created here. And I will take this sale date hierarchy and place it in the y-axis But this chart is not applicable for trend analysis. For trend analysis, this is not the chart, guys. For trend analysis, what do you think a app chart would be? A good chart for trend analysis. A line chart would be nice. So I will select this chart. I will go here. Okay, first I've selected this chart. I will go here and I will click on line chart. I will click on line chart. Okay. And once I click on line chart, a new line chart has been created, which we don't want. Wait. So you have top customers here. Okay. Let's remove all the data from here so that the formatting is there. We just click on line chart here. And now this has been created to line. Okay. Now let's see how to work with this. In the x-axis, I will put the sale date hierarchy. Okay. The hierarchy is here. And in the y-axis, I will put this para2 which I had created. That is, I want to see the hierarchy of, I want to see the data of the trend of both revenue and profit, right? So currently revenue selected. So this is a trend of revenue based on sale date. But is this looking good? Is this like this based on sale date? This is based on sale date. So can you see these options here? Can you see these options here? Let's click on this. Let's drill down by month. Let's drill down by day. So in one single chart, you'll be able to do year because we have only 1 year. That's why I'm getting one dot here. Okay. If you have multiple years, it'll be helpful. If you want based on single days, this is your chart. Looks like some heartbeat. And if you want, let's say year, you just click on this double arrow down. If you want month, click here. If you want day, click here. And also one really good thing about this is it changes. So if I make it profit, it changes for profit. If I make it revenue, it changes for revenue, right? So that's how your trend analysis will be done here. Okay. So let's go ahead, make this a little bigger so that it looks nice. Let's change the name and let's do a little bit of formatting here. The title will be trend. The title will be trend, and the line will be blue color. The line is blue color. And probably you could consider removing the data labels altogether. Okay. And now the data label is not there. So how, if you just hover around it, no, you will get this tooltip. Can you see? It's written here. June revenue. Do you see this? You will get this. We can format this so that it looks better. So instead of data labels showing here, we can hover around it and we can make the tooltip look a little better. Let's see how. Okay. So you've selected the line chart. We'll go to properties. We'll go to properties. Under the properties, can you see tooltips? Under properties, can you see tooltips? Under tooltips, can you see we can go ahead and change a lot of things, right? So we'll make it Tahoma. We'll make it bold maybe. The label color. See, currently everything is bolded, right? Now let's have an orange, one blue. Let's see how it looks like. Can you see revenue and that number is coming in now? And this revenue, no? Revenue, if you see it's not coming, it's not having some commas and everything. So I need to go in my measures table and change it. So I'll select revenue here and I'll click on comma. Now if you see, it's perfect. So I went ahead and formatted the number in the measures directly. And now automatically I can see 19,61,666, right? So this is how I can avoid having data labels and I can format my tooltips so that they look nice and also does my work, right? So this is how the trend is for revenue. So let me put the trend here. Great. So this is what the calendar table does, right? So let's go to the table again. So we have already done calendar table. From the calendar table, we saw the trend. From the customer, we took the top customers. But of course, you can do a lot of things about customers, right? But we don't have that much data right now. Our objective is a little different. You have product, which we have done, top products, top product categories, salesperson. Now let's say, according to you, what can you do with the salesperson? What do you think salesperson could work with? Who's my top sales performer? Yes. So I think that is something which is important. The top performers of the salespersons, right? So what I would do is I would again go with this chart. Bar charts are very, very good. Most of my analysis is based on bar charts only. So bar chart, and first let's go and remove the filter. Whenever you're copying and pasting any kind of chart, no, you have to remove the filters if you've given it earlier. Okay. So this is filter gone. Now filter done. Build. Okay. Now instead of product name, we will have salesperson name. Okay. And it'll be based on revenue and profit. That's completely all right. So para 2 can stay here in x-axis. All right. And the title needs to be changed, of course. Top salespersons. These are your top salespersons. Okay. Right. So this is what you've got initially. Yes, you can have region wise sales performance. Let's take that later on. That's a good suggestion. Let's take segment now. In segment, we have business segments. Can we insert a slicer here for business segment? If you want to see segment wise performance, I can just insert a slicer here And in the slicer, what I can do is I can put in some business segment. So I have a slicer with a business segment. I want to format this slicer as well. First of all, I can see a blank here. Okay, I can see a blank here. I need to remove this blank because it's not looking good. So I can go to filters. I can go to business segment, select all except blank. Okay, I can filter out the blank, which is completely all right. And then I want to format it a little bit. So my slicer should look like a drop down here. Okay, so that it doesn't take a lot of space. So it's a drop down now, and make sure it's big enough to see all the items here. Okay, and then you can do some cosmetic changes to it, like what is the kind of header you need here, what is the kind of color you need here, etc., etc. Right. So this is your slicer. So I think with the segment we can work with business icon. Product category we've already worked with. Now we have zone. Okay. Now for the zone bit, no, I think the best chart would be a map chart. So let me insert a map chart here for you. It is a map chart, and let's work with this. So I'll open the build option here, and I'll open the data option here. Let's remove the format and filter. Okay, this is the map one. Location. Location is there in the zone, that is city. Okay, so can you see what's happening here? In India, all the zones where the company is present is sold here. Now, can you see bubbles are created here? This round, 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 round. Now, I want to see which area you have more revenue, which area you have less revenue. So what I'll do is I'll add para 2 to the bubble size. That means when I do revenue here, the bubble size will represent revenue. When I do profit here, the bubble size will represent profit. So if you see Mumbai area has a good, profit option, it's selling well. Mumbai, Pune area, right? So this is how you can work in your map chart, and we'll format this to make it a little more neater. So in the map settings, you can change it to Arial, you can change it to dark, but with our current format, with the current scope, light is what will go with us. And if you don't want the labels around, you can remove the labels. Okay, and the controls also very interesting controls. You have auto zoom, zoom, and lasso. So this is for zooming, this is for zooming out, right? And select this again. Let's select this again, and map settings, lasso button. Let's see what the lasso button does. Okay, beautiful. So let's say if you want to select the north region, so we'll select this and it'll give you a plus sign to select the north region, and then the region gets filtered everywhere. All the other charts, no, the north region gets filtered. So that's how the lasso button works. So very interesting function here. And title also, you can, you know title is fine actually, you can work with this title. So these are the charts which I have created completely, right? Based on all the tables which I have, these were the charts which I could create probably, right? Now we will just quickly understand how we can present it here, how we can put it here in such a manner that things start making sense and we start deriving some kind of insights, right? That's the So till now, what we have done is we have learned how to make a chart. We've learned how to format it. We've learned how to, use the same format elsewhere. What kind of charts are the best for what? Like a trend, for a trend, a line chart would be good. Whenever there are names, a bar chart would be good, right? Column charts are good, probably instead of a line chart here, we could put in a column chart that would do no harm, right? And similarly, you have many charts like a ribbon chart. Ribbon chart is good for ranking the product in multiple places. So this is a completely different concept altogether. So every chart has its own purpose, right? So let's go ahead and let's see. Let's ask the stakeholder, what do you want to see first? Okay. So don't you think first what the stakeholder would like to see is what is the total revenue which my company is making, what is the total cost, and what is the total profit which we are making? Yes or no? That's the basic, the totals first, right? So let's insert a card visual. Let's insert a card visual. So under this insert, you have a card visual. new card visual. Okay. And in this, I'm going to add three data: profit, cost, and revenue. So it's here. Let's quickly format this as well. A rounded rectangle with 10 shape. Let's put in some accent bar. Let's put it orange color accent bar. Accent bar is nothing but this line here. Okay. And borders, you can have very, very light borders and have it a little more width. The callout values, let's make it Tahoma, bold, little smaller. Okay, 40 is good. Okay, color can probably be this. And the label is nothing but profit, cost, and revenue. It can be normal, it can be Tahoma, 13 maybe bold, and color can be probably blue. And this is how you build your cards. These are called as cards. Okay, and we'll put it right next to the logo. It is too big. Let's make it a little more smaller. 30 would be good here. Or 25 maybe. Okay. So I have the cards here which say that, I have profit, I have cost, I have revenue. See, KPI would mean a little different. KPI would mean that this month I made this much revenue, and in the previous month, what revenue did I make? Correct. So that's a little different from a card. Card just shows you blank totals. Of course, this new card has options to do a lot more, but currently we'll stick to very basics. And trust me, most of the times it's just sticking to the basics, right? Okay. So we have the logo, which is presented somewhere here. We have this particular card visual, which is here. It's getting me the totals. If you want to, put it in the right order, just put it from here. So first will be revenue, then it'll be cost, and then you can have the profit, right? So revenue, cost, and profit, right? So this is the first thing. Then you can have probably what is the trend of revenue which is going on. This is the trend of my revenue which is working right now. And I think let's make this a little more smaller. The x-axis here, I'm going to just make this. Okay, that's good. Okay, all right. So this is the first chart which says that what is my trend of my revenue and everything, right? And once you have the trend in place, you'll know that, okay, based on revenue, what is my trend? Based on profit, what is my trend? Now, based on profit, if the color is changing, you just have to probably go and change it out once more. So in line, you'll have color, you'll have probably this, and you're good to go. Okay. So this is your trend. Then after the trend, probably the person tells you that the CEO tells you that I probably need my top customers. So you can have the top customers put in here. Okay. And we can use this uh, drag down option here. Don't necessarily have to create a complete list right now. You don't have to show completely. You just show how much is possible. That's completely all right. Just make sure you're aligning it. Let's put the filter on top. Okay. Let's put the profit by the city right here. Top product categories. These are my top product categories. Now see this top products and bottom products, no? They are really not fitting in here. If I have all of this to fit in here, my top products and bottom products are not were not fitting here. So I will, try and figure out a different way to do it. So I'll take my top products. I will cut it. I will create a new page. Name it as tooltip. Okay, and in the page information I will go ahead and make it tooltip here and paste. So I've pasted this top products in a different page altogether. Okay, and what I can also do here is I can make the page a little more bigger by selecting the page only. Wait, select the page, canvas settings. You can have a custom height also. I will just increase the width a little bit. I'll just make it a 600 width. Okay, because I need two items here, and also I'll just need to increase the height a little bit to 300. Okay, so this is my top products. Let's make it by profit maybe. This is top products by profit. Let's see what how this works and why this works. And we'll copy this, paste it here. This is bottom products. uh, Bottom five by revenue, apply filter, and we want profit here. So yes, this profit. So this is your top and bottom products. Let's go ahead to the x-axis, increase the width a little bit. Okay, so now you can relatively see the names very well. This is the executive dashboard. Okay, now what you'll do is in your product categories, you would like to see product category wise what are the different products and everything, right? So I will select this product category. I will go ahead and format it a little bit so that I can see the names. Okay, I can see the names better now. And now what I'm going to do is very interesting. I'm going to link this particular product categories with this tooltip page. Let's see how. Okay, so I'll select the top product categories. I will go to format, properties, tooltips. Okay, I will link it to the I will link it to the tooltip. I have linked this product categories to the tooltip which I've just created. And now just see what happens here. This chart which I've created here comes here when I hover around it. For fitness equipment, what are my top products and what are my bottom products? I just need to rename this once more. So I have title, this bottom. So this is telling you that in fitness equipment, treadmill, cross trainer, rowing machine, weight, dumbbells, these are my top performance. And my bottom performers are probably we need only the top three probably because we don't have so many products in fitness equipment. So we will go ahead and change a little bit more here. We will just need the top three, and we will select this bottom three. That's it. Now let's have a look. If I just hover around it, I will get the top three products and the bottom three products by profit. Right? That's how I'll come to know that what are my top performing products. What am I for cycling? If I want to do mountain bikes, road bikes, cruiser bikes, top. Bike reflectors, bike bell, bike chain, bottom in terms of profit. So I can create a chart within a chart. This is like an inception here. And these are called as tooltips. Very interesting feature, right? So if you can't have all the information in one single dashboard, this is what will save you, right? This is what will save you completely, right? And let's quickly, we'll create a few more slicers here, and I think we are through. So this slicer probably can be zone wise in the region. Okay, so you have multiple regions here now, east, north. So all the data will get selected based on that. And it's also interacting within itself. For example, if you want to see Emily Johnson, what is the kind of revenue trend Emily Johnson is having, select Emily Johnson. Everything will get filtered by Emily Johnson. Select Sanjay Gupta. Everything will get filtered by Sanjay Gupta. If you want Natasha Gupta, how much of fitness equipment she has bought, and if Emily Johnson has showed something. So this is how you can interact. Each and every item you can interact. Just press Control button, select one of it. Okay, select one of it. Then select fitness equipment and just see. So Natasha Gupta has been sold by Emily Johnson a fitness equipment worth 65K. Profit has been 31K. And Natasha Gupta buys in North region and in South region, probably in Chennai and in Delhi, right? So this is how you can work around. You can see which person is from where, like what exactly. This is based on profit, everything. If you want to do everything by revenue, you can do that during the revenue as well, right? So this is what kind of a control which your dashboard is going to give you, and this is how your insights are going to be derived. You're going to see one thing compared to every other thing, and anything which is not very important, anything which is not a broad overview, can become a part of the tooltip. For example, here it's saying that Natasha Gupta has bought weight bench and rowing oars, and that becomes your top and bottom product, which is okay because she's bought only two products, right? So this is how you work with your data. And you can also see in March she had made one order, in June another, and July another, right? So this is how you can see three orders by Natasha Gupta of fitness equipment, and the salesperson was Emily Johnson, sold in North in Delhi and Chennai, and one small one in Bhopal as well. And this is how, if you want to see the business segment here, if you want to see the region, etc., etc., there are filters for that. This is how you go ahead and build your dashboard. You can obviously design it the way you want. You can design it the way your client looks at it. There's a lot of moving forward, coming back, moving, a lot of back and forth with your client when you present him the dashboard. Trust me, your dashboard should not have more visuals than I have here. 5 to 6 visuals maximum. Make it look neat. Make sure that you have a lot of tooltips which you're working with, right? They are the ones which will work for you. The last thing which I want to teach you is how to clear all the filters at once. It's a nightmare to clear the filters at once, all of it. Like, let's say if you've done some here also, if you've done something here also, right? Lord, it's a nightmare now, right? So let's see. So under the insert tab, you have buttons. Can you see clear all slicers button? Clear all slicers button is here. You click on that. One clear all slicers button comes in. Clear all the slicers are gone away. Now just click on one button. One revenue should be there, and just one button. Good. You can of course format this clear all slicers button, place it in the right place and everything. Okay. You can make it a probably a arrow here, right? So all that is possible with the formatting option, and that's how you really build a dashboard, by thinking about only the important things, putting the bird's eye view in your dashboard, everything else pushing it to the tooltip. Or there are more concepts like bookmarks, there are more concepts like creating a drill through page and all of these, right? So all of them will be helpful in creating the dashboard. But trust me, a basic dashboard is the one which actually adds value and gets used. If you feel that your dashboard is complex and only you are able to understand, scrap that dashboard, start over again, right? So that's all I have to say about building a dashboard. You guys can, now I think I want to give a little more time for the interaction bit. I could see a lot of questions, so I quickly finished what I had to, and this is what I have to offer. I think we can open the session, Preeti, for Q&A. I think there are a lot of questions. I wanted to answer a lot of questions as well.
Yeah. So, before moving to like a Q&A session, I just want to request everyone that I'm launching a session feedback form also. Do fill out that. Okay. We have a lot of question actually. People were like dropping those questions on chat as well. So I have written down them. Okay, so
Perfect.
let's start with the first one. Santosh is asking, which is better, Power BI or Tableau?
Okay. See, Power BI is leading in terms of data visualization because it is user friendly. The language is a lot more easier to understand. That is, the DAX Studio is a lot more easier to understand, and it's a lot more cheaper than Tableau. These are the three reasons why Power BI is used more extensively. But if you want to work with huge data sets, like for example, if something like a Swiggy or a Zomato wants to do a visualization, they will have to go with Tableau. So both of them have their own unique capabilities. Tableau is for very high data sets. Power BI is for every regular user, every regular business. So
Okay. Okay. So Sukanya is asking if I am suppose presenting live dashboard to my stakeholders. I don't want to show them an screen what filter I am using. How do I do that?
so there is something called as a bookmark. Okay. So let's say you've put three filters here. Okay. Let's say you've put the business segment to sports equipment. Okay. And let's say you want to present it for South region, right? And you want to present it for, let's say, one salesperson. Let's put a quick filter for salesperson as well. So you have the salesperson name. Let's say you want to show it for one salesperson, Anil Kumar, for example. Okay. Now this is the view which you want to show, and similarly you have multiple views like this. So what you can do is go to the view tab. Okay. And there is something called as bookmarks here. Can you see bookmarks? So what I'm going to do is just quickly add a little bit of context here. Okay. So this is the view you want to present. This is one, probably this is one of the things which you want to show your stakeholder that some problem is there here. See, there were no sales. Suddenly it is increasing. You want to show that, probably Anil Kumar is doing well recently. Probably. Okay. And the reason why he's doing well is he's able to sell fitness equipment in the South region. For example, this is what you want to say. What you can do is you can create a bookmark. Can you see this is a bookmark? Add. Name it as Anil Kumar maybe. Okay, name it as Anil Kumar maybe. And here you can change the settings that I want to change the display in the current page. Okay, now I've added this Anil Kumar bookmark. Now I will create one quick button here. Let's say an information button I'll create. Okay, and we can format this to name it as quick insight or of insight number one or whatever it is. I will go ahead and format this action on bookmark. The bookmark name is Anil Kumar. Now I've linked this button with the bookmark Anil Kumar, right? Now let's clear everything. Let's clear everything. Let's put revenue here and let's select. Okay. Now let's say you want to show the previous, thing. You can select this. I think it didn't get selected. But what you can do is you can go to the bookmark. Okay, I think I messed something up here. Let's just create a new one very quickly. Yes. So you have Anil Kumar selected here, and you can create a button which selects Anil Kumar. But as soon as you select Anil Kumar here, everything will be presented based on Anil Kumar. You can click on the view tab and you can create multiple bookmarks like this, and you can give a presentation of the bookmark itself. So you have bookmark one of one here, right? You have bookmark one of one here. You can create like 10 bookmarks and show 10 insights by adding 10 bookmarks here, and click on that view button here, right? All the 10 will be presented one by one, one by one, one by one. So you can only show the insights which you want to show, right? And then you can help the user in interacting with it. So that's the user for bookmark. I hope you understood.
Okay, so Dipti is asking, we can create many charts and also dashboard in Excel. So what are the functionality in Power BI that we can't do in Excel?
Okay. See, Excel is beautiful, no doubt about it. I think I started off with dashboarding in Excel only. But where Power BI comes into the picture is it's a lot more user friendly in terms of visualization, in terms of formatting than Excel. Plus the data, plus when you have huge data in Excel, it becomes very difficult. It takes a lot of time to load and everything. But in Power BI, I think your data is very, very, it's in a very organized format. Even if it is a really huge data set, you can actually analyze the performance and make the performance a little more better, so that it works a lot more faster. Plus, this is a full-fledged dashboarding tool. You can publish it. In fact, let's publish it to the web. You can publish it. Okay, let's save it first. So the best part about it is actually how you can share and collaborate with other users. So let me quickly publish this. I'll publish it in my workspace. Select. It is publishing it in Power BI service. Okay, let me show you why Power BI exactly. So I'll click on replace. I will go to my Microsoft Edge, and in Microsoft Edge, I will go ahead and open Power BI. I think I'm getting an option to. Okay, I have not signed in for some reason. I think I got signed out because of a limitation in number of days. But once you publish it, you'll be able to share and collaborate. And with one single data set, multiple people can create reports and dashboards. Let's say you create modeling, you do all the data modeling, everything in one single report at once. And multiple departments can create their own data from those reports, and you can control what data each and every department sees. Let's say the sales department will see only the data for sales. Let's say in sales department there's one Anil Kumar, he will be able to see only the data which only the sales which he has made. You can do such kind of low row level securities as well. So that's why Power BI.
Okay, so another question is, how did you create your space in Power BI My Space?
Power BI MySpace. Did not
Yes.
get this question. You're talking
Actually,
about this one, my workspace you're talking about. Just publish it. Okay, click on my workspace, click on select, and it'll get published. And then once you log in, you'll be able to see the Power BI report in the workspace.
okay. Surendra is asking, please advise me where I should install the Power BI application for practice at home.
Go to Microsoft Store, type Power BI here, and type on get. You'll be sorted. Okay,
Okay. So
next.
Sudeep is asking, how do we import data from Snowflake to Power BI?
There are connectors. If you see, if you click on get data, you have multiple connectors. If you see, so if let's see if Snowflake is here. So yeah, Snowflake. So just click on get data. More, so in get data you'll have more options. Snowflake. Click on connect, and then you'll have to enter the credentials, and then I think you'll be able to connect.
Saru is asking, what is the data limitation in terms of million that PBI can max allow?
There's
Power
no
BI.
data limitation, but if your data is really huge, the performance might come down. Um, the way to improve that performance is there is something called as Power BI Premium. So there are two types of licenses in Power BI, two paid versions. One is Power BI Pro. From Power BI Pro, it will not give you extra computing power, but it will help you share the files and everything. It's around uh, $10, and Power BI Premium is $20, which will give you some extra computing power for extra data. But if your data is Swiggy level or Zomato level or Amazon level, then you have to go with Tableau.
People are writing questions, so there are so many questions. Okay, so another question. Can we pull the data from MySQL or Oracle?
Yes,
Okay. Okay. Another is
easily. Same way here. For MySQL, Oracle. See, just see the number of connectors here. Just see the number of connectors here. You will have a huge, connecting base here, and you will be able to connect. Go ahead.
how to implement row level security. Will you teach it?
It's a very easy thing. Just go to insert. So just go to modeling. Okay. Click on manage roles. And that, let's, click on a new one here. And let's, create a lower level security for the salesperson. Click on new. The first is salesperson name. Salesperson name equals to, let's say, Anil Kumar. And similarly, you can create all the salesperson's name. click on save, and your role level security is created. And then when you go to your Power BI service, select your semantic model and you'll be able to create role level security. So this is the first step. I think I've just taught you this. If you take it forward from here, you will be able to understand very easily. So that is role level security. Nothing great. Anil Kumar will be able to see only Anil Kumar's data. A person in the south zone will only be able to see the data of south zone. That's what role level security means.
Anil is asking, how can you give limited access to someone?
This is how you can give role level security.
Another question is, can we use measures in filter?
Measures and filter.
Yes.
So yes, you can use your measures and filter. So I think your question is in this filters, when you select anything, you'll be able to filter something. So in by value, right, you can use measures. But on top here, you're getting revenue. You can filter out revenue more than, greater than, less than. So you can. Okay, revenue was a measure here, by the way, right? So measures can be used in filters.
Can we put a UOM for tooltip value?
Yes, you can put a different value altogether. For example, let's say I've selected this. I can go to my tooltip in the format pane, and within the tooltip, I can, this is a place where I can create a new page for the tooltip, or format my tooltip. But let's say if you want to add additional things, so what you can do is just select this in the under the build option. If you see, this is the build option. In this tooltip, whatever you add will get added here. For example, let's say if I want to add cost here, now if I hover around it, sorry, this one had some things already. Let's go at here tooltip. Let's add some cost here. Now if I go ahead and hover around this, I'm getting revenue and cost. So whatever unit of measurement you want in the tooltip, you can add it within the visual in the tooltip here.
Okay, Saru is asking, you have just mentioned that given a basic dashboard, we can let the user create their own view. Can we restrict them by not saving them, but create and view just? What will be the security level and where to onboard, say a distribution list?
Can you repeat that once? I probably would like to read it. I just got a little distracted.
Okay, so she's asking, you just have mentioned that given a basic
I have
dashboard.
it. I have it. Yeah. I have it. You have mentioned that given a basic dashboard, we can let the users create their own view. We can restrict them by not saving them, but create and view just what will be the security level, where to onboard, say a distribution list. Sorry, Saru, I did not understand your question in detail, but I think what I mean, as per my understanding, what you're asking is that I have told you that we can upload a single report, and from that report, people can create their own dashboard. And then I spoke about row level security. That's where you got confused, right? So when I upload a dashboard, and if I create a row level security, sorry, again, if I upload a report in Power BI service, and if I create a row level security, then let's say if I'm the head of South region, the data set available to me will only be for South region. That's it.
I hope she got her
Hopefully,
answer.
yes.
Yeah. Okay. So another question is asked by Chetan. Is learning DX function will be very difficult if a non-experienced person want to learn? How many months may it take to him?
Sir, with a lot of dedication and with artificial intelligence, 3 days. Go on ChatGPT, type whatever you want, and trust me, you will get the answer. So this revenue one which I have done, ChatGPT does a beautiful job in getting this. So trust me, now it's not the the times we are living in is not something where we have to learn coding on all these things. We just need to know the basics, and then we need to trust AI to give our answers. Also, you need to know the basics so that you can prompt a better, you can give better prompts to AI so that it can give you better answers. So learning the basics, no compromise, but going to the advanced level, you can take the help of AI to go to the advanced level. It's a much more faster now.
Dhiren is asking how to move from Salesforce admin to Power BI.
Learn Power BI. So take a certification, go to Microsoft website. There is a certification there. It's called as data analyst uh, intermediate certification. I forgot. Before it used to be called PL 300. But that's how you move to the Power BI profession.
Okay, so
And
another
practice a lot. Like there are a lot of projects available. You can download the datasets
hmm,
from Kaggle. Once you learn the basics, practice on datasets. Don't take 10 courses. Take one course, practice 10 datasets. That's the mantra.
okay. Another one is we can publish report from Power BI service. Can we share file from Power BI desktop?
Yes, you can. So this file is saved on my desktop. If you can see sales dashboard, I can just copy this, save it, share it over email. That's also okay. But from here directly, just the dashboard, like you share it in Power BI service, that is not possible. Share
Okay.
it like a normal Excel file.
Deepti is asking which AI tool can help for a data analyst.
See for a date. See if you want to generate words, Chat GPT is the best for it. But if you want to generate codes like a DAX code or an mQuery code, then DeepSeek is something which I've been using, which is giving me good answers.
Okay. Venkatesh is asking if we learn Power BI and want learn tables, how many days it will take? Same type of answer question.
Uh, it depends. You're spending 12 hours a day, then the number of days will be different. Just don't think about days. Just do your best. Learn. Take up one complete course. Take up one something. Learn from that. Probably on YouTube also. It will work. Take Learn how much ever you can. Finish that course. Do at least 10 projects, and how much ever time it takes. It doesn't matter, but do it properly. Okay.
Okay.
I think if you're giving 3 hours a day, maximum you'll take is 1 month.
Hmm, correct. Okay, so Dhirendra is asking how to move from Salesforce admin to Power BI. I think we have answered
Yeah,
it.
we have answered this. Yes.
Yes. Okay, can we extract the data from any view back to Excel?
Yeah, you can export that in Power BI service. You have an option to export to Excel. You can export it to PPT also to present it, which is interactive also. So
Yeah. Saima is asking if I want to change the top customer to the people whose revenue is different, what will do because the chart doesn't look good with the same value of all 10 customers.
mm, sorry, I lost it a little bit. Hold on. I'm having a hard time in finding the question.
Okay,
Can you only repeat it once, Preeti? I think.
I will share the question with
Yeah,
you.
please.
Chat. You can.
Yes, perfect.
I have shared.
Top customers, the people whose revenue is different. I really don't understand your question properly, so I'm going to probably skip it. You can probably just draft it a little better. I'm not able to gauge what the question is.
Okay, no worries. Leave it. Okay, so Manya is asking how can we make a dashboard live? I mean, if we have to check these report monthly/weekly.
There's an option to refresh the report in Power BI service. Okay, so you can set the duration of refresh. So you can set it monthly, weekly, etc., etc. But it's a paid service. So that's how you can refresh it automatically, and the dashboard will go live. And you also have an option that after the refresh, it gets mailed to the person to whom you have to send.
Ajaz is asking how can we link Power BI to SQL?
Same, get data, more, type SQL here. You'll get all the SQL options here.
Okay. Another question is asked by Sujit, which is more demand for most of the company getting job for creating dashboard like Power BI, Tableau, Looker Studio.
See, Tableau is used by very limited companies because it's very expensive and it's not very user friendly. So very limited companies use Tableau currently. Most of the people prefer Power BI because lot more experts, much easier to use, lot less cost involved. So Power BI is a lot more easier to get into in the data visualization field. But if you see Power BI and Tableau, not you have to understand the concept of data visualization using one tool, and the other tool is just about figuring out where the buttons are in the other tool. So learn one tool properly, choose one, learn it properly, and then the other tool will be a cakewalk for you. Okay, so don't be very tool worthy, but I think Power BI is more in demand as such.
Okay, is it necessary to learn Python for data analytics?
uh, Again, see, I think very recently I had done one session on basics of Python. I am a chartered accountant, so I mean I don't know coding, right? Python is something which is used for a lot of things like data analysis, automation, visualization, ML, NLPs, etc., etc. So all of this work, no, most of the work which you need to do in Python can be done using AI. DeepSeek gives you amazing Python codes. So what I suggest is learn the basics of Python and then start learning it with AI, right? And of course, you need to learn it and understand it better over a period of time. But I think what you need to really do is you need to start using artificial intelligence. But before that, of course, you need to know the basics. So yes.
How I can upload the real-time data?
There is something called as direct connection. I mean, whenever you connect with anything, let's say you do get data more, and let's say you're doing with a, let's say something, um, let's say you're connecting with SAP. Okay, let's say you're connecting with SAP HANA database. So there'll be an option. Let's see if it comes or not. Yeah. So see, there are two options here available for me. The one is import, one is direct query. So you'll have to do direct query so that you connect directly to the database, and then your live data will come into the picture. So that's how Swiggy or Zomato, whenever they need every minute orders or every hour orders, they need how is it moving on a minute to minute or a second to second basis they need. So that's what they would use.
Okay, Maria is asking, is it required to learn SQL for dealing large data set to work on Power BI?
See, you need to either become, see, there are a lot of fields here, and you need to find your specialization. If you want to become a data engineer, that is work with large data sets, model it, put it properly, work with a lot of complex data sets, then SQL is your thing. Then the next step is analysis can be done in Python or Excel also. So you will become a data analyst if you do that. Data visualization is basically a business intelligence that happens in Power BI, Tableau, and all these things. And then after that, there is automation that also has Python and all these things. So you need to figure out what you want to become. If you want to become a data engineer, learn SQL properly, that's it. If you want to become a data analyst, see, of course, basics of everything is important, but what you want to specialize in, that is your, that you have to figure out what's your you know area of interest. Right?
Okay, next question is, how do we know which graph to use for different data types?
Trial and error. Trial and error is the best way. That's how you learn. Over a period of time, you'll understand that okay, if I'm doing a time series trend, I need to use a line chart. Okay, before I used to use a column chart, but then I understood my clients are understanding it better with a line chart, so I started using line chart. So sometimes this bar chart, no, I used to use different charts for these. I used to tree map and all these things, but clients used to not understand tree maps, so I started using the simple ones. So it's a factor of two things. It's a feature of two things. One is trial and error. Second is what your client wants, what your client understands. So that's how you decide.
Okay, what is the important thing to remember in data modeling while making connections in table?
Okay. See, in data modeling, you always try to create a star schema. Star schema is this to this, sales register to product, customer to whatever I've done here is star schema. There is one more schema here present. Segment is moving to product, is moving to sales register. This is snowflake schema. Star and snowflake, okay. Try to keep as much star as possible. Snowflake a little bit is okay. Make sure your connections are always many to one or one to many. It should not be many to many. And also make sure that your cross filter direction should be single. Okay. Unless and until you have an exceptional case where you need the data to flow backwards also, try not to use it. Otherwise, it will impact your performance. Okay. So that's it.
Okay, Eva is asking how to import data from SAP to Power BI.
Answered. See,
Deepti,
get data more. So you can type SAP here. If you have a SAP HANA, you can do it. If you have SAP Warehouse, you can do it from here. So
There are lots of questions related to SAP and Power BI. Okay, another question is, can you show the feature of dynamic text functionality available in Power BI?
dynamic text functionality. I did not get your point, sir. A lot of dynamic things we can do here. I'm a little confused what you are asking. So
Uh,
I think we'll move on.
okay, he have other questions also. To look at
Yeah.
it, it is simple tool. Only hands-on experience will make a person pro. But in interview, what are main module around which more question are asked? And for a user being a BA, what are the modules?
Okay. See, basically, what you need to do is, sorry, I've opened my email by mistake. Okay. Basically, what you need to do is you need to refer to the previous session. Okay. In the previous session, I have told you exactly what all things they expect. See, in the interview, no, they will not ask you about these areas much, right? Because these areas are a function of learning and experience over a period of time. But they expect you to know the basics, how to set up the data and all these things. So refer the Jan 31st session. It is available on LinkedIn and Preeti
YouTube.
will always YouTube also, and it's available there. You can refer that. That's the place where most of your interview questions will come from. Okay. So I mean, to give you one example, in your calendar tables are the most asked questions. Okay, by the way. So if you see this month, I have sorted this by, sorry, month name. I have sorted this by month, right? Why have I done this? That those will be the questions, and that those were answered in the previous session. So you need to be able to answer these things.
So another question is, what is direct query and which one is better, importer or direct query?
See, if you want real-time updates to your data, use direct query. If you think that no, you can refresh it over a period of 1 month or 1 week, use import. But if your data set is extremely huge, very huge, then use direct query all the time, irrespective of whether you want to refresh it regularly or not. Because if you import it, Power BI will not be able to handle it. So try and use the direct query. But if your data set is small and if it doesn't keep changing a lot, then choose import.
Okay. So Lakhan is asking, can we merge the data in one sheet from multiple sheet using by Power BI?
See, that's what we have done here in, see, actually we can do that. See, here in transform data, if you go back to Power Query, there is something called as merge queries here. Under the transform tab, sorry, under the home tab, you have something called as merge queries. This will do the job. But a better job is done by data modeling here because you can link multiple sheets here and it's a lot more easier. So that's why we use data modeling. This is nothing but merging the data.
Okay. Can we change the value into crore and lakh?
Yes, you can. So whenever you create a measure, whenever you create a measure, there is a format. You can make it dynamic, and I think you have a place to write the code. So just ask ChatGPT what is the code to make it into lakhs or crores. It will be able to help you out. Okay.
Okay. Anil is asking, navigation also possible in Power BI?
Navigation as in navigation in Power BI. Little, I mean, probably is asking about drill through. So there is some option called as drill through. Okay. It's not visible here. Wait, where will it be? I have not used the drill through page. So if you click on a new page, and in the new page, you'll have some options like you want to convert this page into a drill through page. Okay. So you can create a new dashboard here, and if you want to get detailed information about, let's say, Anil Kumar, or let's say this particular customer, what product she bought, when did she buy, and everything, you can create a dashboard for each and every person. Like, you can create one dashboard, and if whenever you click on drill through here, it will take you to this particular page, and a new dashboard for that particular person will be shown. So I think that is what he meant. I'm not sure.
DC is asking, when it is direct query, it loads with lots of error when it's direct query.
So you have to go to your source, do some kind of querying in SQL, make sure that your tables are in the right format and everything, and only then you'll be able to direct query it. So that is something which that's why I told you that basics of SQL is important. But if you want to, but if you think that the data set is very complex, if the data set is really complex in the from the place you want to direct query it, then you'll have to take the help of a data engineer. So you'll have to work with a data engineer to get it done.
Okay, Prakash is asking, can we use this dashboard to PPT?
Yes, in when you go to Power BI service, there's an option to export it to PPT, so you'll be able to work in PPT as well.
How to set time to auto fresh the dashboard?
In Power BI service, it is there. It's a paid feature right now. So this is my teaching laptop. I don't have subscription to that. It's there in my work laptop. But yes, Power BI service, there's an option to refresh. Very easy. Just Google, where is it? It's a piece of cake basically. Click
So
off a couple of buttons, I think.
hmm. Okay, so here we have a last question. Power BI is not available in Mac OS. How to practice in Mac OS?
See, it is not available in Mac OS. I mean, Windows is not really supportive of Mac with respect to Excel or Power BI. A lot of features are not available in Excel also. There's an option to have a virtual Windows machine in your Mac. That is one option for Power BI. Other than that, nothing.
Okay, so Maria is asking, most of the company I have applied for data analysis, but they expect additional knowledge along with Power BI. I know advanced Excel, but I am not getting any opportunity as fresher. What do you suggest for fresher to get project or job?
Uh, See, you need to know Power BI properly if you want to get into business intelligence. Know Power BI like best. Second is you need to know Excel, no doubt about it. Third is you need to know basics of SQL and Python. And the fourth thing what you have to do is you have to update your LinkedIn profile and everything. Make sure that you're creating a project portfolio for yourself. Okay, work on a lot of case studies, create projects, and showcase that on your resume. Give a link of that or give a QR code of that on your LinkedIn. Make sure that your portfolio is present. Do all of this, and then you will land jobs definitely.
Okay, so one more question. What is the best, what is, okay, what is the best mechanism to replace the Excel sheet on weekly?
Mm, Replace the Excel sheet on weekly. I'm a little confused. Chitur, what is your question? So I'll just probably skip it now.
Prakash want you to share some Power BI learn path.
Take a course which you like, which fits in your budget and which you like. Okay, then do that course. Done. Take data sets from Kaggle. There are, on LinkedIn, find competitions for Power BI. Participate. At least create 10 to 15 projects on your own, and that's how you will be able to work with Power BI. Don't take 10 courses. Okay, that's taking courses is like different thing. Doing it by yourself is different. When you do it by yourself, that's where the learning will happen the most.
Chitor is writing for weekly preparation of reports.
Ajay, talking about weekly preparation. Wait, what was our earlier question? I'm a little confused. Just
Let me send you the question. Till then, we have other question also. What are the
yeah.
best project that HR will like to hire a fresher?
Uh, I think see, HRs don't know about what are the best projects. Just try and do different types of projects. Try and work on sales, HR, inventory. Try and work on let's say some interesting data sets like airline delays. It is all there on LinkedIn. Okay, airline delays. Try and work on logistics. Try and work on different types of data sets. Don't try and work on only one. So it depends on the company. The HR of the company might be told that I want a person who can create a sales dashboard. So they will prefer sales. If a person is hiring for a HR department, analytics department, then they would prefer HR. So have a wide portfolio. That is important.
Yeah, actually, I have shared Chitor's question with you over chat. You can.
Thank you. Okay, what is the best mechanism to replace the Excel for replace? I mean, little confused actually. again. For weekly preparation of reports, Chitur, if I'm right, you're talking about, those MIS reports which are prepared from Excel sheets, right? So try and use Power Query for this. Okay. Automate the entire process of cleaning and everything for that reports, put it in Power Query. And whenever you want to replace it in the future, replace it and Power Query will pick up that Excel sheet. Same, keep the same name. Power Query will pick up the new sheet and then do whatever you have done earlier. So the automation part is important before replacing it.
Okay, Deepak is asking, is there any way to improve the presenting of dashboard in the sense of look and feel?
I think you need to discuss with your client. You should not assume that if you like it, your client will like it. That is the most important thing I've learned. Trust me, the best in my initial days, I created one of the best dashboards. I still believe that is one of my best, but the client did not like it because that time I did not know about the art of data visualization. So it was even though it was really good, it gave a lot of good insights, but that was not what the client needed. So a good dashboard is the one what actually helps the client make decisions, and a simple one is good, right? If your dashboard looks complicated, scrap it. If your dashboard is not as per your client requirement, scrap it. If your dashboard has extra information, scrap that extra information. Only keep relevant things in your dashboard, nothing else. That's the most important thing. Color and all these things, it's secondary. Okay.
Venkatesh is asking, what is the difference between sales project and healthcare project? Is all the path is same or anything is different?
Depends on what kind of columns you have in the sales project and healthcare project. I mean, in a hospital, you would have sales department also, right? If you're talking about sales of healthcare and a sales project, it would be the same. But in a healthcare, if you're talking more on terms of some kind of operations, then it would be different, right? Some operational matters would be different in healthcare with respect to the sales. So if you're doing healthcare sales, then it's the same.
Okay, so Anmol, we are done with the Q&A. People are
Great.
like writing thank you to you.
Thank you guys. Thank you so
Is
much. And
yeah, is there anything like you want to convey to the audience before ending the session?
I think it was a great session. I really could see the participation, and thank you for doing that. Thank you for being here. I really enjoyed myself, while presenting, how to create this dashboard and how to think. I really feel that I wish I had somebody who had guided and told me that, boss, it's not about what you want to show in the dashboard. It's about what client wants in the dashboard, and it's always that way. Client is king. Okay, always think in those direction, and don't get demotivated at any point of time. If you feel that you're getting stuck somewhere, sleep over it. Next day you will get it. Okay, don't get completely into it at times. Just give it a break. It's okay, and take it slow. Instead of 1 month, if you're becoming an expert in 2 months, it's not bad. Okay, so take it slow, take it easy, and make sure you're enjoying the process, because if you need to start loving it, you need to really start liking it. When somebody tells you how's it going, how's life going, I hear people saying that, it's fine, okay, it's cut dry and everything, but that's not how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be, you should enjoy yourself, right? And I think I was very fortunate that this field automatically came to me, and I'm very happy about it. And that's how you should feel about it. And if you're learning, you're anyway going to learn, right? So might as well enjoy the process. So I think and try and explore as much as you can. That's very important. If you're taking up a course, don't limit yourself to what you know from that course. Try and explore YouTube, internet. There's so much of resources available, so use everything. And I think all the best for all of your futures.
Yeah. There are lots of messages on in our Q&A tab saying thank you to you. Even Maria is saying really thank you so much for teaching new things for free of cost. Who never does it? I have learned many things from this workshop. And Venkatesh
Sure,
is
Maria.
asking your LinkedIn account name.
It's Anmol Lohia.
Yeah. Actually, we
So
have
guys,
tagged
yes,
him also, so you can check from there. Okay, then I think we are done with the everything, and I want to say thank you to Anmol and the people who joined us today. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Anmol, for delivering such an insightful session. We are grateful for the time and energy you
always a
have,
pleasure.
yeah, the energy you have invested. And everyone who have joined us, thank you for being a part of this learning experience. If you still have any question, I know there are many questions. So like if you want to ask, you can reach to Anmol or us. So yeah, and session recordings will be available on Shine.com's YouTube channel and LinkedIn account. So you can revisit it anytime. We look forward to having you join us again in upcoming session. Until then, take care, keep learning, and have an amazing day. Once again, thank you, Anmol, and thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Preeti, for having me, and thank you, everybody. Um, all the best.
Thank you. Bye bye.